Hey guys, I'm Gary. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and drug addict. Just woke up from my nap and I'm at the park with Bo. I want to go through something real quick. It's Friday, right? There's my dog Bo right there. Hi Bo. See? We're going on a walk. We're going to do 3 miles today. So I was thinking about naturally the disease of alcoholism, right? Like I do every day. And there's people out there tonight, right? Alcoholics and drug addicts like myself. And they're going to go out there tonight and they're going to do maybe some 16-year-old kids or 18-year-old kids are going to go out and do some ecstasy or cocaine or maybe take a couple of Xanax that came from the cartel. And they're not going to wake up from that trip. They're maybe going to do some cocaine and fall asleep and not wake up again. They'll become another statistic like my son, Brandon. Alcoholism and drug addiction kills. Fentanyl is killing Americans. It's like a chemical warfare on American youth. 110,000 people from the ages of 16 to 45 died from fentanyl overdose in 2022. And I think I heard a statistic yesterday, but I'm just going to throw it out there. I've not fact checked it, but we're already at 75,000 for this year. I'm not sure if that statistic's right. So whatever it is, the statistic, whether it's 50,000 or 75, is too many. You know, like 49,000 people died in the Vietnam War. And fentanyl's taking 110,000 people in 2022. It took 80,000 people in 2021. I mean, this is ridiculous. It'll take another 100,000, 110, 120,000 this year in 2023. It's getting produced. The drug gets produced in communist China and is shipped to Mexico to the Sinaloa cartel, where they press it into pills. They mix it up into bathtubs. They don't dose it. They don't have scientists over there dosing it properly. They just have a bunch of fucking idiots mixing it in a bathtub trying to turn a buck. And it's killing Americans on a daily basis. So if you're seeing this and you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to do a little partying tonight, if you're buying street drugs on the street on a regular basis, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. When are you going to take that lethal dose of fentanyl and fall asleep? And then your family is left with what my family was left with. A lot of grief, having to plan funeral services, and they're missing their relative. I miss my son every day. I miss my son sometimes every hour. Not one single day has gone by where I don't miss my son or my heart doesn't break for my son, Brandon. Fentanyl overdose is the #1 leading cause of death in the United States from ages 16 to 45. That is the wheelhouse for Americans, for people who produce in America. This is a chemical warfare on the United States. So, you guys, I want to let you know, if you've got a fentanyl issue, if you've got any kind of a drug issue, sobriety and recovery and a normal way of life is possible for anybody who wants to try to achieve it. It's very simple. And you're not hopeless. There is hope. So there was a point in my life, there's been several points in my life where I was deemed hopeless from this disease of alcoholism and drug addiction. And my most recent time was about 15 months ago. I was using needles, injecting drugs on a daily basis. That's where my disease took me. And I was hopeless. I knew that I couldn't get sober by myself. I knew that I was in over my head, that I would swear it off one day, and the next day I would wake up and do it all over again because I was powerless. I kept praying and praying and praying, and this just happens to be my story. It doesn't have to be yours. We all get sober in different ways. Mine was through prayer, constant prayer. God, please help me. Whenever I could remember, my life was such shit. I would say, God, please, please, I need you. I can't do this on my own. I thought he forgot about me. I thought he gave up on me. I thought, I just relapsed too many times, and he was just like, fuck him, But in doing that, in humbling myself, and reaching outside myself for a power greater than myself, my prayer was answered. And I got COVID. And after about 5 days of having COVID, being very sick, I woke up, felt pretty decent, and was like, holy shit, I'm sober 5 days. What am I going to do with these 5 days of sobriety? I'm going to keep them. And I got my ass into AA meetings, NA meetings, and I started to share my story. And then I lost my son 4 months into my sobriety. And the people in those rooms helped me get through that. God helped me get through that. But the people in those rooms put their arms around me, called me, made sure I was doing good, made sure I had money in my pocket, made sure I had just somewhere to go, someone to talk to. And I've spent many meetings in my chair crying, letting people know how I'm feeling. So it's a great program, man. I mean, that's how I do it. We all get sober different ways, but that's Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, Crystal Meth Anonymous. It's a great way to get sober, and you're doing something positive for your life with people who have come before you, and they've got experience doing it. So 12 steps, really simple things to do. When we get in a pinch, work the 12 steps. I work the 3 steps every morning, and if I need to, I work more. There's hope. So that's my little fentanyl awareness for my TikTok friends, and my message of hope. Have a great weekend, you guys.